Hello. Hello. Good morning. Hello. Am I audible? Hello. 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 Hello.
Hello, sir.
Hi, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. We started the second unit 2 days back, and I taken the 2 classes. First, we concentrate the what is OLTP, that is online transaction processing, and what are the advantages of OLTP, challenges of OLTP. And yesterday, I explained the OLTP. Hello. Today we will discuss the architecture of OLAP. I am getting some problem because of networks. Just hello. 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 Am I audible? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Hello.
Okay. What are the queries we can apply to the OLAP? So main thing is OLAP analysis purpose. So we can find out the again I will explain that this all goods shopping. In that table, 4 sections are there. Section 1 column, we have 4 section, that is infant section, kid section, women section, men section. And in product category name section, we have 2 categories of products, accessories and clothings. And in timing means year quarters. That is quarter 1, quarter 2, quarter 3. In a year, we have a 12 months. And for 3 months, we can say 1 quarter. So like that, we have 4 quarters in a year. And one more column is sales amount. Here we can find the how we want to know about the sales amount of infant in a quarter, of accessories and kids clothing, sales amount in a third quarter, whatever. How we want to analyze, we can analyze. If we represent the data in a multi-dimensional way, it helps to analyze a lot. So that is why, see the query, what type of queries we can process. Say, for example, what will be the future sales trend of accessories in kid section? And second one is, given the customer buying patterns, what will be the profitable to launch product XYZ in kids? See, a simple thing, we can take the decision with the help of these multidimensional data representation. So if we want to introduce a new product of kids because of requirements, then by analyzing this kids sales amount, clothing, whatever, in quarter, the kids clothing are, say, sales amount is more, then we may take the decisions. And see, the third one is, what impact will a 5% increase in the price of products having on the customers? See, if demands are more, we may increase the 5% of the products. So that we can take the decisions. And yesterday I explained the advantages of OLAP. Today mainly we will concentrate the different OLAP architectures. So you may get the questions, explain the different OLAP architectures. Somebody confused in the exams, the main question is different OLAP architectures. We have 3 types of OLAP architectures. First one is multi-dimensional OLAP architecture. Second one is the relational OLAP, that is ROLAP. First one is MOLAP, that is multi-dimensional online analytical processing, relational online analytical processing. Third one is the hybrid online analytical processing. The first one is, that is a multi-dimensional online analytic processing, means we can store the data in cube. See, there is one diagram is there. See here, that is a cube is time, section and product. This box is in the form of cube. Multi-dimensional OLAP means that we can store data in a cube. That is the MOLAP. So by doing this, what are the advantages we have? See, advantages are means fast data retrieval. The data stores in MOLAP, we can quickly retrieve the data. The second one is optimal for slicing and dicing. See, the meaning of slicing and dicing means how much data we want, we can take that one. We can cut from larger or to small part. That is slicing, we can say slicing. So That is one more advantage is if data storing in the MOLAP, multidimensional online analytical processing. This is one architecture, one of the architecture of the OLAP. The third advantage is can perform complex calculations. We can calculate the complex calculations if we store the data in MOLAP. See, and one more thing, all calculations are pre-generated when the cubes is. Hello, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. All calculations are pre-generated when the cube is created. That is the third advantages. And also we have some disadvantages also. The first is limited in the amount of data that it can handle. If the data is in the MOLAP, multidimensional online analytical processing, it calculates the limited amount. Large amount of data we cannot handle in the MOLAP. That is the first limitation. The second one is the additional investment in human and capital resources may be required as the cube technology is proprietary and might not exist in the enterprise. Generally, okay. The second limitation is it takes a lot of resources. We have to use some additional investment if we store the data in MOLAP. That is all. Okay. The diagram is, see here, as if like a Q type, and its advantages is partially we can recover and we can slice and we can calculate the complex calculations. Limitations are it handles the less amount of data, and also we need to add the additional investment. So that is the some limitation, disadvantages of the MOLAP. Second architecture is ROLAP, relational online analytical processing. See here we can store the data. Just see the diagram. Diagram is showing that data is in RDBMS. So advantages of so what are the disadvantages of MOLAP? It recovers here in ROLAP. So it handles the large amount of data, but in MOLAP it handles only less amount of data. Here it handles a large amount of data. And second advantage is can leverage functionalities inherent in the relational databases. And second advantage is we can take the some advantages or properties from the relational database. We can inherit the some from the relational database. Sorry. So that is the second advantages of ROLAP. So and then the disadvantages is, see, MOLAP, the advantages is what? It calculates the complex calculation, but here in ROLAP, it difficult to calculate the complex calculations. So it is advantage in MOLAP, disadvantage is in ROLAP. And the second disadvantage is performance can be slow. See here, in the MOLAP, we can retrieve the data very quickly. Here, the performance is very slow. That is the disadvantages. Okay. Third one is here. I am telling you the third one is hybrid. Hybrid means we are combining the both MOLAP and ROLAP. That is called hybrid. So that is the third architecture. See here. This is the diagram of the hybrid online analytical processing. See, technology attempt to combine the advantages of, so obviously it combines the advantages of both MOLAP and ROLAP. So on the one hand, so HOLAP helps the greater scalability of ROLAP. And other hand, HOLAP leverages the cube technology for fast performance and for summary type information. So the explanation is what? This is the advantages of both MOLAP and ROLAP are in the HOLAP. That's all. That is what we can say the about HOLAP. You may get the question explains the MOLAP architecture, or you may get the question 10 marks or 5 marks questions explain the different architecture of OLAP. Okay, now the second part of today's class is very important. It is important for your exam purposely. Is so difference between the see who is Iran God. He is joining again and again. I don't know, maybe because of the network. Okay, the second part of today's class is difference between OLTP and OLAP. You may get the question C in almost in alternative exams. They are asking the questions difference between the OLAP, OLTP. So 10 marks questions, we have a lot of differences between OLAP and OLTP. Okay, see here, we'll go one by one. The difference between OLAP and OLTP. See here, in first thing is here the main focus. In OLTP, we are storing the data in online transaction processing. And in OLAP, mainly we are getting the data from the using the some technology. So that is why in shortly they are saying that main focus of OLTP is to store the data in, and OLAP means main thing is we are taking the data from the databases. That is the first difference between OLTP, and you may write the expansion of OLTP and OLAP. That is also first. OLTP means online transaction processing. OLAP means online analytical processing. The second one is focus is data in, data out. Is my screen is viewable? Okay, definitely. Okay. Second, the third difference we may say that source of data. The mainly source of data in OLTP, operational or transactional data. See, that is what I given the examples of supermarket examples. When we done the shopping, the data is stored in the database, that is operational data. So, and here in the OLAP, the source of data is data extracted from various operational data sources. Here we are collecting the data from different operational sources, not only one, transferred and loaded into the data warehouse. Here what we are doing, we are taking the data from the different operational sources, and we are transferring that data and loaded into data warehouse in one format, which helps to analyze the data. So that is the next difference between OLTP and OLAP. The third one is purpose of data. The purpose of data of OLTP is mainly to manage basic business tasks. That is to execute the basic task, whatever it may be, to store, to extract, to display, to update, delete. Some difference comes in the next one is the main purpose of data of OLAP is to plan, to budget, forecast, and decision making. Mainly the decision making is very, very important in a business. Decision making, see, if you want to start the business, or if you want to extend the business, if you want to launch a new product in a business, this is all very, very important, because it's a big decision. And once you've taken the decision, sometimes it may makes the profit, sometimes it's makes the loss also. That is why it is very, very important. Main purpose of data in OLAP is to make a plan, to budget. See, sometimes we have to budget, means here 1 year transaction, how our expenditure and investment or getting the profit, whatever, it should be the 1 year plan, that is budget, forecasting, and the future, the things. And also main thing is decision making. That is the third difference between the, that is the next difference between OLTP and OLAP. And one more difference is current data. Mainly in OLTP, we are getting the current data, far too detailed. And sometimes it is too detailed. If we see, sometimes if you put some queries in a Google edit box to search any data, you may get the lot of data. Just I am giving the examples. See, sometimes what happens, if you want to know the something about, if you are asking the question in a Google, so you will get a lot of data. So that is one example. Here the current data of OLTP is, it is too detailed. We will not come to know that it is difficult to analyze and see, not suitable for decision making. So in OLTP. But the data content here in OLAP, historical data. See here we have in data warehouse, we are storing the lot of data, which may be the data when we started the business. Maybe it is a 10 years back we started the business. We want to know the first day's business transactions. We can get it. So here in OLAP, historical data is there. Has support for summarization and aggregation. It is supports for summarization and also to aggregate. Stores and manages data various levels of granularity, thereby suitable for decision making. See here, data content in OLTP is not suitable for decision making, but it is the data content in OLTP is suitable for decision making. That is one more difference. Okay, next difference is inserts and updates. Very frequent updates and inserts is happening in the OLTP. And periodic updates to refresh the data warehouse. Periodically means once in a month, once in a week, like that we are updating the data in OLAP. But in OLTP, we are update the data sometimes every day. So very frequently, every day, every time we are updating, it is happening in the OLTP. But in OLAP, inserts and updates happens periodically. Periodically means 6 months, once in a 6 month, or once in a month, once in a week, or once in a year, like that. I'm giving the examples, periodic. So, and queries. What are the queries can process? In OLTP, we can process simple queries. That is often returning fewer records. Only simple queries we can process in the OLTP. We will get some few records only, not entered. But in OLTP, we can process the complex queries, which involves to make the aggregations. So that is one more difference between OLTP and OLAP. And next, processing speed. Usually written pass. See, processing speed in OLTP it is fast, and in OLAP it is very slow. So that is because of the queries. Queries usually take a long time to execute and returns. See, several hours. Sometimes, see here. Sometimes, see right now, once we give return the query and start executes, you will get very quickly the answer with fewer records. Sometimes what happens, you have to write the queries, and given the queries to execute, it takes several hours to execute that. See, sometimes it takes 1 day together, 1 day, means 24 hours to execute the one queries to get the results. See, it happens sometimes. In OLAP, query takes the more time to execute. But in OLTP, it quickly executes. That is the time. And this is the one more difference. And another difference is access, field level access, and typically aggregated access to data for business interest. See, it accesses field levels means right now I am not getting the what type of examples I can give. Okay, anyhow I will give it right now. Let it be about this one. Okay, next one is next difference is database design. I will explain that difference. You don't worry. That is access. Okay, hello. We have some more differences. Okay. Tell me any question. Hello. I will explain that difference. Don't worry. Okay. Next is for online transaction processing. To design the database for that, we have the typically normalized tables we are using. Means that normalized table we are using to design the database of OLTP applications. And mainly systematic entity relationship model we are using, ER model. I hope you learned this ER model in the database management system. But if you don't know about this entity relationship management right now, you don't worry. But to design database of OLTP softwares, we are using the ER model, and that is a normalized table we are using to design the database of OLTP softwares, tools. And for OLTP softwares, typically denormalized tables we are using. So who is making noise? We are using the denormalized tables, but we are using the star and snowflake schema. I will explain in the next concept what exactly star and snowflake schema. But just right now, to understand the difference here, you are just think that the database design of OLTP, we are using a normalized tables. We are not using a normalized table in OLAP database design, but we are using the star and snowflake schema diagrams. What exactly star and snowflake schema diagrams? Here in your subject, we have the explanation about the star and snowflake schema in a further concept. I will explain thoroughly about the star and snowflake schema. This is one more difference between OLTP and OLAP. And see here, the next difference is operations. You can read the data from the using the queries in a OLTP, and also we can update, we can write, we can change. Operations with read and write both is possible in OLTP. But in OLAP, he is using mostly read. Means that it is a rare case to write. Rare and case. But often it is happening in the OLTP. So operations are the read and write is possible in OLTP. Mostly the read only possible in OLAP. And the next one is the backup, and next difference is backup and recovery. Regular backups of operational data are mandatory. Here, regular means every day we are taking the backups of the transactions. So that is in OLTP. OLTP. But in OLAP, instead of regular backups, data warehouse is refreshed periodically. So we are taking the backups periodically, means once in a week or once in a month. Already I given the what exactly periodically. Backup and recovery happening regularly in OLTP, but periodically happen in OLAP. So, and the next one is joins. We have the table joining. See, you learned the join operations in DBMS, but right now, if you don't know, let it be about this. But many joins are, we are joining more tables, more operations joining in OLTP. Only few joinings we are doing in a OLAP. And the next difference is derived data and aggregate, rare. And here it is in common. We can write this difference by seeing the previous difference. Already just I told. Derived, we can inherit the from the relational databases in ROLAP, but it is rarely happen in the OLTP. Data structure is very complex in OLTP, and data structures in OLTP, just today I explained, that is multidimensionally. We can represent the data in multidimensional way. So again, see some last difference, that is a few sample queries. We can search. He given the examples and locate students, print students scores, filter students above 90 marks. Last one is a one example is there. So we can search the particular students. We can print the student scores. We can filter the how many students are got the more than 90% marks. We can do it in OLTP. And what are the some queries we can do it in which occurs have productivity impact on the jobs. See, especially who is eligible to get the job. So that type of decision, we may say that based on your performance, based by analyzing your potential, I may say that he can crack the aptitude. So like that, we can analyze the data and may say that he is good at this subject, like that. That type of queries we can process in the OLAP. How much training is needed on future technologies for the IT professional, linear growth or whatever. See, these are some decision making queries we can process it in OLAP. Hello students, any questions? See, 5 minutes left I have. So today's the main classes is the difference between OLTP and OLAP, and also different architecture of OLAP. Hello? Any question? Hello? 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 Hello?
Hello. No, sir.
You see, have you getting the YouTube teaching means, have you gone through the YouTube? Somebody or anybody? How is it? Is it clear or what in YouTube? At least. Hello? 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 Okay. Today I will wind up the classes. Next class, I will explain the next concept.